go, Bennings. I gotta get some sleep.
What is going on, movie lovers and butt smokers, and welcome back to another episode of 5 on It. I am Francisco.
And I'm Sir Frazier.
And on today's episode, the Halloween month gets off to a bang.
Off and popping.
And we are doing one of my new favorite horror movies. Yes, this was a first watch. I've seen some scenes before, but this was a first from start to finish for me. Today we are reviewing another John Carpenter film. Today we are talking the 1982 great The Thing. But before we dive any further, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment down below some of your favorite Halloween films below. We got 3 more on the books. What will we review? You will see shortly.
Man, first off, shout out to an iconic poster. We were talking about this off mic. Dude, this poster is badass. There's a couple of horror, just really iconic posters for me. Jaws is one of them, of course.
It is a poster.
This one, and I would say Evil Dead one. I mean, just phenomenal artwork. Just iconic. And, dude, this movie.
Dude, Nightmare on Elm Street still falls in that line for me, just because it's so nostalgic for me. I know maybe that doesn't come up to the maybe on the poster list for a lot of people, but it does for me at least.
What about Child's Play 2? He's cutting the Jack in the Box.
Oh,
is that the second one or the third one?
No, that's when he's cutting the
Jack in the Box.
Yeah, I want to say that's Child's Play 2.
That's pretty badass.
I do like that one.
That's a badass one,
dude. I would say, man, horror movies is a genre that kills it with like the artwork or the posters and stuff like that, and nostalgia, especially back in the 80s, man.
Yeah, no doubt. But, you know, man, this movie has such a fascinating history, man. This movie became a cult classic. I mean, is this just the outright classic at this point? I mean, to be fair?
Yeah, I wouldn't even call it. I mean...
Because I know it was so unsuccessful when it first came out. And, I mean, it got a lot of negative reviews. The special effects were not well received.
Which is fucking insane.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe that speaks to the temperament of the public at that time.
Yeah, because they mentioned like why. I mean, it says a budget of $15 million, box office 19.6, so it didn't make nothing. But they say many reasons have been cited for its failure to impress audiences. Competition from films such as E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
I mean, that's not surprising.
Which offered an optimistic view of alien visitation. I'm like, get the.
Bro, I mean, I don't know
get it, but it's still just like
I would say that, but I would just say that when you're competing with a blockbuster director like Spielberg, and he's dropping this movie, which is a very family-friendly movie, it's a very wholesome story, like that's stiff competition. I mean, this movie. I mean, E.T. had an incredible run at the movie theaters. We reviewed this movie. Check it out. But I mean, we talked about that. Like, it was one of the longest-running movies in theaters for that time, and that's contributed to why you could arguably. I think you could make an argument that those numbers are a little inflated because it had so much time.
Yeah.
But just the same, you're battling that, and now you're on the heels of a movie of that success. That is a science fiction movie. You drop a science fiction horror alien movie. I mean, it also, to be fair, is a very bleak movie. I love this movie. I love that tone about it.
Honestly, because Inception is one of my favorite movies of all time. And that doesn't have, I mean, the ending isn't bleak, but it doesn't really have.
Ambiguous.
Yeah, exactly. The ending isn't solidified, and it's very open-ended, just like The Sopranos. But those series are regarded as like some of the best, like some of the best Nolan, some of the best TV shows of all time. And so like this ending, I feel like I can understand why some people would want maybe a more like cut and dry, like, did the thing die or did it not die? Huh? Who's the thing? Is there a thing? Who's the thing? Like, I can see it, but me personally, as a film fan, like, I don't need it. I kind of like the ambiguity, can you say it, of just like, is it dead? Is it not dead? Are they one? Like, which one is it dead? Like, I kind of like that, how it ends like that, but it doesn't.
And the score starts kicking in. It is really kind of ominous. Like,
Even the line he delivers when he's just like, I think we just sit here and
wait
just wait a while. And so it's
and he has that smile, that kind of like he knows something when he passes the liquor to Childs. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. But I just wanted to going back to what you were saying, I think like the context of when this movie drops, and what can, because I mean, imagine dropping a movie the same month as the first Star Wars. Oh my God. Like, dude, that happened to fucking the director of The Exorcist and The French Connection. He dropped a really good movie that completely went under the radar called Sorcerer. Mm-hmm. Completely was ignored because it was battling an all-time blockbuster great. Yeah. And it was just like, yo, I'm pushing my movie back. Yeah. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, we're going to hold off on that.
It's like trying to drop your album. Like, you're a rapper and you're dropping an album and like you find out Kendrick is dropping the same day. I'm like, no, fuck that. I'll wait. Yeah. I'm not doing that.
I mean, I can see this because, like, I mean, granted, they're two different genres. We've seen this before, even to this day, of like, because E.T. is going for like a more family friendly. Mm-hmm. This is definitely going for a more hard R. But like, I can see how like just like the alien aspect can maybe get not confused, but some people can just get turned off by that. Yeah. But to say that the effects are subpar or not good or in any way like that, I think that's just that's insane for me to watch, because like
the effects of this movie are something.
I'm watching this movie for the first time. Yeah. Like, and this is 2025, so.
It looks better than the shit. I mean, I don't want to say shit. It looks better than the special effects that they used in the sequel, or the
remake,
in the prequel. It wasn't a remake; it's a prequel. So,
yeah.
We got to go ahead and dive into this story, bro. Because, like, first of all, I just want to give a shout out to the cast for those of you who haven't seen this. Kurt Russell, Keith David, T.K. Carter, Dave Clennon. This is a really good cast. I think a lot of the people really carry their weight. I feel like you're kind of enmeshed. You get a sense of most of these characters' personalities.
I think they all get a little moment to like shine or show, like you said, show their personalities in a way. And honestly, like there was a bit more people in this than I didn't know what I was expecting. All I knew was Kurt Russell was in it. Mm-hmm. But like kind of when I saw everybody, I was like, whoa, we kind of got like a nice little, because you're in a secluded area in Antarctica, and so you're it's not going to be just like
started.
Yeah, it's not going to be like 20, 30, 40 people in this base. Mm-hmm. So like you get just a nice type group of people, almost like an Aliens, but or a alien, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. But so everybody gets just their moment to shine, and just a little time to just show the viewer what kind of what's going on. Yeah. So like I didn't mind, like, but also thinking that I was like, there's enough people here to get some nice death. Because I know Kurt Russell was going to make it to the end, and I was like, I'm pretty sure Keith David makes it to the end. But I was like, for everybody else, I was like, damn, there's going to be some death stacking up here.
Yeah, well, I think one of the things that this movie is really great at is the pacing. I think we immediately start off with this helicopter in pursuit of this dog.
Damn dog.
And nobody could hit anything. Granted, they were trying to hit a moving target in a moving object, so it was not an easy shot. But man, and then the incompetence with the grenades, bro. They're chasing this dog, and for reasons we don't know, the dog goes on to this American facility, and they embrace this dog, but they're confused about why these men are shooting it. They end up hitting one of the Americans, and then they get gunned down. But the shots that we get of the dog throughout this very, like the first 20 or so minutes, there's always this vibe about it. You're like, why are they showing us this dog? What's going on with this dog? Like when the dog is like under the table watching, when we see the dog roaming the hallway, and it comes up to, we don't never see the man's face, but we see his silhouette, and he goes into the room. The dog follows in, and we have that transition. I think the transitions in this movie are also a strong thing, because when they decide to cut from one scene to the next, I think it leaves you. It doesn't give us. It gives us clues, but it doesn't give us answers very often.
Yeah, because the director and the writers are trying to make not only the characters in the story like thinking like who is the thing, but you want to make the viewer as well like debating on who's the thing.
Well, I mean, even before we get to that point, right, where we're just trying to understand what the hell happened with these Norwegians, because they realize, okay, well. They start doing the research. They find out, okay, well, there was a small base not far from here. There were about 10 people there. 2 are dead now. That means there should be about 8 people. And they decide to essentially go on what is just like a friendly mission to make sure that they're okay. Bro, let me tell you something. When we get to that facility, that entire moment there is just very chilling. We see the axe in the door. We see the fire before that. What did you think about it? I mean, dude, that scene was great.
Well, when, like I said, everything
Pin got him.
I know, I'm in my pin. They, as soon as you like get in, obviously you said like you're seeing a bunch of like eerie ass things that were like, but nothing that's like going to make you turn away. Not until you see that body, that mutilated ass body.
Well, dude, when you even remember the man who cut his wrist and his throat.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Blood fucking frozen.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. Like that body was just like all frozen and like I was like. And this is when, like, the first time I'm seeing, like, the effects in motion. Because I'm like, I don't get queasy, and I wasn't getting queasy or anything watching this movie. But I'm just sitting there like, hey, yo.
And he's like, what the hell happened here?
Yeah, I'm asking the same questions that the dude did. Like, what happened here, and what could have made him do that? Because you see the razor in his hand, so it was obviously self-inflicted.
Well, we're also seeing, like, literally walls that have been wrecked. Like, it's cold as hell in here.
Yeah.
You know, like this building facility is completely exposed to the elements now. And then on top of that, we come across this like really macabre fucking scene where a man has committed suicide. So we're literally on a fact-finding mission trying to understand what the hell happened to these people. We go further back, right? We see papers, tapes, that huge block of ice.
Yeah.
And that's another huge puzzle piece that we come to find the significance of shortly after. But like, and then when they go outside and we don't see it yet.
Yeah.
But there's like, yo, what the hell is that? And when we get back to the base and they actually reveal, the doctor and McCready reveal what that was that they were looking at. Oh my god, dude, it's so grotesque. Like the close up on the face that is like melting.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm like saying. Like, bro, how are you saying these effects are bad? This just still looks amazing and it looks disgusting in the best way possible.
Super fucking freaky.
But then they bring it back to the fucking they start doing like little not experiments, but they start like, you know, analyzing it.
Yeah, like autopsies.
Yeah,
basically.
and still that shit was still fucking gross. The old boys opening up little flaps and shit,
liver and all that. Yeah,
but was that all before? Like, because like I said, the camera still is focusing on the dog and whatnot.
Yep.
And the dog actually kind of runs up to like I'm not sure if he actually ran up to like its little owner or was Clark the actual owner of that dog?
He was the one who was tending to the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see, like, the dog is kind of okay. Seems kind of normal. But you said the camera just goes pan on him. But then once, eventually, the dude, the bald guy, the little ginger dude, he's like, put this mud up, man. Lock him up.
Oh, man.
And then, bro, this is one of the most brutal and saddest scenes, man. Just because you go and you know something's up with this damn dog. He goes and locks the damn dog up. And then that's when the dog just starts like all the other dogs start freaking out.
Yep.
They start growling at him, and then the dog's face just opens up, and then you see like part of a creature, and then then little worms or I don't know what you want to call it,
tentacles
start coming out of the side.
Yeah, that was disgusting, dude.
And then you just see how one of the dogs is biting the shit out of the fence. Just trying to escape. And then it starts like, it's barking for help, but then it starts whining too. Like, I'm like, oh my God, bro. I can't even watch this. Where the fuck is John Wick? Turn on John Wick. Get him out of here, man. We got some shit that needs to be exterminated.
Bro, you know what's another thing that I think was really great in this story is that they take what is man's best friend and they completely invert it.
Yeah.
Right? And goes against our expectations, and it is the thing is naturally welcomed because it's a dog.
Yeah.
And so the way that it's able to infiltrate the camp, I thought was really clever and effective writing.
And even when like they go and they start killing the dogs, he still was trying to save it. He's like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you just saw everything what happened, and you think obviously like they kill or they try to kill the thing, but some dogs got away. Do you think those dogs were also infected as well? And it's like,
go get them.
Yeah. And dude, like, I mean, I'm not trying to jump around too much, but it's like when they mention like they're trying to absorb and become like part of the dog and everything. And then when you see kind of like the Blair thing, I think that's what they call it in like the description
At the end.
Yeah. And then you see part of the dog come out and everything. I'm like, oh my God. Bro, the effects are crazy, man. And like so much wetness and slime, bro. It makes you just disgusted. Like maybe that's why I guess people were so turned off, maybe because it's so gross.
Yeah, I mean, I think,
but I can appreciate it how like
horror.
real. Yeah, it's a body horror movie.
And I think for me, like that's not a genre that I typically seek out, but that's probably one of the reasons that I didn't see this movie for so long. Because I didn't really see this movie until I think maybe 2 years ago. I saw it at OMSI. They were showing the big screen. It was great.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is I think, even before that, right, when they are going through the tapes trying to understand what the hell these Swedes were up to, these Norwegians were up to, and then when they actually approach the ship, when they see that they've come across this ship and they realize, in the tapes, so they go out to check out the site, and this thing has been here for at least 100,000 years, right? I would have liked for them I would have liked if we could have seen the interior of the ship. I also would never walk into one of those, obviously.
Yeah.
But like I did find myself kind of wondering. I was like, oh man, that would have been cool to have seen. As I know in the prequel they do, but I was kind of wondering. But I thought that the visuals of that was pretty dope. But when Blair, after the whole dog situation, after the thing reveals itself, Blair is asking Clark, the dog handler, how what the dog had been up to, and he's learning more. Like, this dog has been in contact with everyone. This dog has been roaming freely. Yeah, it's spent at least an hour. It's been a lot of time with Clark. Yeah, exactly. And so now he's looking at him too. He's looking at him. Why are you looking at me like that? That scene. So I mean, like that right there marks what becomes one of the most significant elements of this movie, which is suspicion. Yeah, the tension that's driven by that suspicion throughout the rest of this movie is so well executed. Yeah. I mean, there are some great moments, whether it's the blood test, whether it's when McCready is locked out and trying to get in, and and that scene as well. Like, it's just like soaked with tension and paranoia. Yeah, I was like, it's ratchet up to 1,000, especially when McCready Childs is not with the shits either.
I know. Well, then eventually Clark ends up, who we suspect is like is infected the whole time because he's had the most contact with that dog, and then he ends up trying to get the drop on McCready. On Kurt Russell's character,
he got dropped.
and he got dropped, and then when they test the blood too, his blood doesn't jump, and then so we're all just like, shit. And then Child just has to throw a little extra dirt on it, so that makes you a murderer, right? Kurt didn't even acknowledge it. Just like, I'm testing the next one. Like, bro, I don't give a fuck. There's some weird shit going on. Live. He tried to get me, so I had to get him first.
Yeah. And, one of my favorite lines in that scene as they're doing the blood test is, what is it? What's his name? Gary. Gary says to them, I know you gentlemen have been through a lot, but when you find the time, I'd rather not spend the rest of this winter tied to this fucking couch. That was so good.
Bro,
everybody's hollering when Palmer is revealed to be the thing, and they're like, "Oh my!" Everybody's just shouting and hollering. They're like tilted up in the air on the fucking bench.
Dude, it almost started to piss me off though. Like I said, this isn't a con, but I just kind of wrote it down too because I'm like, at a certain point, it's like we all got to stop being pissed off and we gotta stop being mad. We figured out the test. We're cutting our hands. We're throwing it in in a little petri dish for each one, and we're testing our blood. And if anybody got a problem with that, you're getting blasted just like Clark here.
You let me know.
It's like, and I'll pull the trigger on my damn self too. As soon as like, if my blood jumps, it's like, dude, at a certain point, y'all need to just shut the fuck up. Dude, that's exactly what I said at a certain point. Especially if I was Kurt, it's like, bro, we got to stop screaming and yelling at a certain point. We got to test this blood. We got to figure out what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And then they eventually test the blood, and
Palmer.
Palmer's
the pothead.
Bro, and then like it looked like
His head was like exploding.
His head was like split open, almost kind of like a a Venus flytrap in a way. And then it looked like he was almost trying to eat his friend. Like his friend was like almost
Sanchez.
he was getting consumed by him. Bro, every kill scene was just top notch for me.
Yeah.
Even like when they're doing when old boy's choking, that's the classic one.
Oh, Windows. My bad.
Was that who died by Palmer?
Windows, yeah, the radio operator. Yo, he didn't know what the hell he was doing.
He went to when he ran and tried to get the gun. He's like, bro, I'll be like, man, I'm just trying to protect myself.
Incompetent. Oh my god, that was a really good scene too, though, right? Because that was the moment where damn near everyone became a suspect, right? Because Blair had cracked, and so he had kind of just flipped his shit, and then they're trying to figure out, okay, well, how can we really know who's who?
Yeah.
And they come up with, okay, we can test the blood. They go to find the blood. All the blood is completely been leaked. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't broken into, so somebody used a key.
Yeah. And
now Gary and the doctor become suspects. And the whole tension in that, man, it just starts going up and up, and he's asking questions like, somebody got some explaining to do. Who else could have, anybody could have gotten to the key but you?
I love how they're just like, it's like, well, who could have gotten, like, who has access to it? It's like, I do. Well, who has the key? I do.
Yeah.
Who could have gotten the key? Nobody else. It's like, well, man, it seems like you're answering all the questions we need.
Yeah.
Seems like it only could have been you two.
Uh-huh.
And then, what'd he say? He's like, well, I suppose somebody could have lifted it off of me. It's like, oh, hell no. We ain't doing that shit over here, man.
Yeah, and everybody, Childs is definitely ramping it up. He's very accusatory, very distrustful, very hot-headed, and everybody is just starting to lose their wit, reach their wits' end. Everybody is a suspect. And there's that great line with McCready where he's doing the recording in the event that they don't survive this. Yeah. And he says that. He said, nobody trusts anybody anymore. We're all very tired. Nobody sleeps. Feels like our society today.
Dude, one quick thing I just got just thought about it. The effects are a huge highlight of this movie, and it's something that still stands up to this day. But there was one part in this movie where I'm like, that clearly has to be a painting. Did you notice it? It was like when they go out in the snow and like they do a wide shot and they just kind of show them walking in a bit. And I want to say like that's where they go and they check out where the Norwegians were, because there was like a big, almost like,
you talking when they first get to the Norwegian spot?
Yeah, I want because then they do like a wide shot of it, and I'm just like, that clearly looks like a painting. And then they just edit. And then they just edit themselves, because you know how like they said like the Star Wars stuff was like hand drawn and all that stuff.
I noticed that when they went to go visit the ship.
Was that it?
That's when I noticed. I was like, okay, this looks like. I mean, this doesn't look real.
Yeah. Okay.
It worked. It works for. I'm willing to like go with it, but I was like, this doesn't look real.
I know. I'm just watching it, and then they go there, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
that looks like a drawing.
Yeah,
because like
I definitely noticed it in that scene.
The Star Wars, like when I've seen some of those where I was like, it kind of blew me away, because I was like, oh shit, I did not notice that at all. Mm-hmm. But or like you can kind of notice sometimes when they use miniatures and everything, especially in like the older movies. But that was just one.
The old King Kong.
Yeah. Oh god. But like this was one where I was just like, ooh, that part just stood out in a bad way. Mm-hmm. That was the only part, and it was they only used it literally for a few seconds, but that was one thing that stood out for me.
No, I agree. I think I'm trying to think what I love the scene where after Knowles, not Sanchez. So I keep thinking. So I'm reading the screenplay right now for the thing, and the character Windows, the radio operator, he's Sanchez in the screenplay, but it became when they changed it the name when they went to that in the actual movie. But Windows, Knowles, and McCready are going out to Blair, and they ended up getting on the way back. They end up getting. So they're trying to find. No, I'm sorry. They're trying to find Fuchs, right?
Yeah.
Fuchs went missing after the power outage, and
they find him like burnt up or something.
Yeah, they found. Yeah. On the way back, Knowles cuts himself loose from McCready because he finds McCready's clothing in tatters, and that's one of the things that is a kind of like a tell of the thing is that he usually destroys the clothing, and that's something you can't mimic. So that's usually like a product of the thing. And they found McCready's. No, Knowles found McCready's clothing, so he ended up cutting the line on the way back. When he gets in there, and the whole dynamite standoff, right?
Oh man!
The scene where Dr. Cooper is doing the CPR on was it George? Was it Bennings? I think it was Bennings. Yeah, I think it was Bennings, the one whose chest basically rips open.
Yeah, I kept
takes his hands.
I thought it was going to be the doctor, but I got him confused. Like when I was watching this, I'm like, I know one of these guys obviously gets their stomach ripped open.
Oh yeah.
Well,
that was Bennings.
Yeah, I had the roles reversed in my mind when this happened because I'm like, I know two of these guys got here.
Well, and Bennings also. They kind of hinted something wasn't wrong with him because remember when Gary says, "Hey, I guess you guys would feel better with somebody else was in charge," and he kind of suggested Bennings, and he was like, "No, I'm not up to it." And we would see him like grabbing his chest early, and so something was going. There were like signs that something wasn't okay with him.
Yeah,
and then, bro, the visuals of his chest opening up and biting off the dude's arms, the doctor's arms. Man, and then the head scene.
Bro, the head just keeps stretching out. You see like the green like intestines kind of, and then it starts like growing like almost like spider legs in a way. Bro, man. Like I said, I don't know how people like it's like I said, it's a body horror movie. Maybe it was like before its time.
Yeah.
But trying to say like these effects are bad, you are out of your mind, man. This shit is crazy good.
It does look pretty good. I think there was some kills that I would have liked to have seen, like Fuchs. He dies off screen. I think when you have such a small group like this, I mean, you don't obviously have to show us who kills him, but like seeing the kill,
like like the ginger, like when they leave or Windows leaves, and we come back and he's kind of getting almost consumed, all wrapped up. I'm like, what?
That death was dope though. His death was dope when it's like basically he's like screeching.
Yeah, dude, he's getting turned into a boiled hot dog, bro. His ass was red as fuck, man.
Yeah, that shit was gross.
Dude, no.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man.
I think the showdown right where Blair escapes, we kind of see that he's been building like basically a little aircraft to escape. They find that out. They end up destroying that, and the generator shut off. And Childs has disappeared from his post where he was supposed to be. And
yeah, I thought I saw
the generator's destroyed. So this is endgame. Yeah, they're not going to survive. The weather is just. They're literally a week into winter.
What they say, like it's gonna be 100 below.
Yeah, so they're not without that generator, the heat. They're dead. They're dead men. But so realizing that this is exactly what the thing wants, and that it's playing the long game of basically freezing and surviving until they find them. Somebody finds them in the spring, right? And so Gary, Knowles, and McCready began just setting up dynamite and preparing to blow everything up to take him with them. I don't know, man. I thought the visuals of it were pretty cool, but I kind of was wanting a little bit more to see some of the kills. especially because like we don't see Knowles die. We see. I thought the death with Gary could have been better.
It was like
put his fucking fingers in his mouth, bro.
Yeah, the effect
Mr.
was
Sacco. Like, come on.
The effect was pretty. It definitely reminded me of the Deadpool. Obviously, Deadpool does it way better in Wolverine when she like brain fucks that dude. Yeah, they could have definitely gotten a little bit more creative with that kill. It's not going to affect
my score, but I kind of wonder, like I said earlier, some of these, I would have liked to have seen some of these deaths more. Like, yeah. And that one could have been better, but we don't see Knowles.
But yeah,
get got.
Like I said,
and I actually like that character. I was like, yo, I want to like let me see what his fate was.
Yeah, they could have showed.
He died, but still.
Yeah, they could have showed his death at least. Because if you're going to do a weaker death with Gary, just kind of being smothered in a way, they should have maybe done a little bit more with Knowles at least.
Like, I mean, you show Clark's death. That was very effective, right? Because I mean, the fact that this man's life was lost because you guys are so paranoid and distrustful of one another. And he turned out to be a human. It wasn't even the thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like even giving us that death, that even though it wasn't the thing related, even though he wasn't a thing, like that was still like a powerful moment in the story.
Yeah, exactly. Because he said he died because of the paranoia. Yeah. He didn't die because he was actually infected.
This is what it had done to them.
But paranoia on both ends. For him for trying to attack him with the gun, and for him for shooting him. But yeah, because we said
there's this another quote where Childs is like, "You got to sleep sometime." He said, "Well, I'm a real light sleeper, Childs."
Yeah, well, I'm a real light sleeper. And you can see like how because he's freezing and he's just kind of shivering.
He literally just got back in. He's got that flamethrower ready.
Yeah,
and he's got the gun. Yo, there's another really great line from McCready that I loved when when Blair first kind of flips his shit, damages the helicopter, the snowmobile. That's what it's called. And kills all the radios. Once he gets quarantined and thrown in the shed, McCready says to him, trust the tough thing to come by these days. Why don't you just trust in the Lord? Yeah. I love McCready's character too.
Oh, yeah.
Like with the fucking with the sombrero, cowboy hat, whatever that was.
Over the hoodie too.
Over it, yo.
So like he's wearing it on purpose, obviously.
Yeah.
But speaking of Blair, like when do you think he was actually infected?
Bro, I have no idea. So it makes me wonder.
Because that's a two-part question actually too.
I'm not sure. There's some interesting theories on like the timeline of infection. But with him, I kept wondering because it had to have been after he was quarantined was when it took hold because he was already building parts from the damaged helicopter underneath the shed.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe somebody inside exposed him because I think he did when he first arrived in there. I think he did genuinely not know who to trust. I think it was still genuinely him.
Well, because like that's why I was going to ask you. Like, do you think he was obviously justified in what he did or do you think he was infected at that time when he's destroying everything?
No.
Because he was thinking obviously when he's typing in the stuff, almost like I said, that's another very alien-esque scene.
Right.
Like
we've seen how the cells take over.
Yeah, and he's like doing the probability stuff and like that. And he's like said it was like 75% that like 2 or more people are infected, or like I think 1 or more, 2 or more, whatever. And then the probability of if it reached Earth and like how much like global extinction that it could have.
Yeah, exposure, yeah.
Yeah, and so like he sees that and then he starts like freaking out and like starts destroying everything, not only like you said the tractor, the helicopter, all the communications and everything. And I'm like you could have maybe left one of those, like something to at least make sure you got out of there.
Moment. Remember when the captain damages the radio?
And what?
In Jaws when the
radio.
It was kind of like one of those moments where it's just like, dude, you were. I mean, I also understand because he has a better glimpse of what is happening.
Yeah.
But I think he was still human then. I think he got infected somehow when he after he was in the shed. So maybe he was exposed to it before, but was still human.
Yeah.
And then when he was in there, it took over.
Or maybe one of those dogs somehow, like that guy got to him or something.
Well, they killed most of the dogs. I think he actually killed the remaining dogs.
Oh, did they kill all of them?
Because when he is in the radio room destroying all those, somebody runs up to McCready and says, He disabled the helicopter, killed the other dogs too, and then Clark runs back because he's the dog keeper. He runs back to the dogs.
Oh yeah, true that.
So I think he made sure Blair killed them to make sure because he thought that they could be things already.
Yeah, true that. Yeah, because even when Blair is destroying everything, he's still delivering lines that's like still like
lucid,
human-esque.
Yeah, he's definitely
because he's like, you guys don't understand what it's capable of. I get it, blah blah blah. I know what it's capable of, what it can do if this gets out. And so I was like, damn. I mean, he is. I get where he's doing, but I was just thinking, man, maybe you should have left something just to make sure you guys can get out of there because you're not exactly off like just the highway somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think the end, like the last conversation, between McCready and Childs, where McCready escapes the explosion, and Childs approaches him with the flamethrower, and he's like, "Yo, what the hell happened? Where were you?" Mm-hmm. And Childs says, he ran after Blair when he saw him.
And when we see it from what's his name,
Knowles,
Knowles' perspective. Yeah. It definitely looks a little sketchy, but we don't see Blair, so we don't know if he actually sees Blair somewhere.
Yeah, we see him running after something.
Yeah, exactly. So it's still like, as a viewer, we're still paranoid. We don't. Yeah,
we're sharing that, so we have no idea. But I love this ending, man. They're both freezing to death. They both kind of accept it, and they both realize that they're in not much of a position to try to distrust each other and do anything about it.
And even when he says too, like, how are we gonna, or Child says like, or like, how are we gonna get out of here, kind of, and then McCready's just like, I don't think we should, or are you sure we should?
Just wait a while.
Yeah, let's just wait a while. Thinking about, did you want to say something?
Well, I was gonna say, I think one of the things, there are people who do speculate that Childs is the thing, because one of the things Fuchs tells McCready is that, as he's trying to figure out, a test, or trying to figure out pick up where Blair left off, he says to McCready, we should really we need to start making our own food, or separate food, and eating out of cans. Yeah. Just based on how this thing is transmitted. And at the very end, when it's just Childs and McCready shares the bottle of J&B Scotch that he's been drinking, and Childs drinks from it, and McCready kind of like smiles to himself, and it makes me wonder if some people are speculating that the thing, because it's the thing, it wouldn't have remembered that instruction. Yeah. That we shouldn't be sharing food or anything. Mm-hmm. And so people have kind of ran with that as a theory that, Childs is the thing now. I don't know that I believe that.
Honestly, this is a movie where like I would have to rewatch it. But honestly, I would like to hear John's like perspective. If it says like, if there is like an actual like ending, or if there's like, or if he just kind of just leaves it open ended. Mm-hmm. I'd like to hear like his own perspective, like just his take on the ending. Yeah,
there's a really great commentary on YouTube with John Carpenter and Kurt Russell talking through this movie as it plays for like, I don't know, however many hours, like an hour and whatever it was. Mm-hmm. It's really worth checking out. I didn't get a chance to finish the whole conversation or the whole commentary, but I got through about half of it. It's really, really cool to hear. They've also done one, I think, for Escape from New York. Yeah, all of that stuff is on YouTube. It's dope, though.
Because I think about the dude that did The Sopranos and how he kind of mentions that's like, there's like things that tells you exactly what happens if Tony's alive or if he's dead. Mm-hmm. So if he says like, yeah, there's Easter eggs or there's hints to let you know like if the thing is alive or who is the thing. So I would like to hear his perspective on like if he's like that or if it's like completely open ended. Because I mean, this movie lends to at least myself doing some deep dives on YouTube and watching some other people's perspective on, because there are way better people that's gonna like go in with a fine tooth comb and just be dive. Like, do a deep dive on every little action, every little
frame
dialogue.
by frame.
Yeah. So it definitely makes me interested to rewatch this again and check it out.
I mean, the suspense, the tension, the acting is, everybody does does their part. I really love this movie, dude. Do you have any negatives?
Honestly, like my only thing, the only thing I wrote down about like bad thing was that like why were people like getting so like freaked out like when they were taking the blood? It's just the paranoia and stuff. Mm-hmm. But like I mentioned, I was like at a certain point, it's like, okay, can we all just shut the fuck up and realize that there is something crazy going on? So let's just all cut our hands open and just put our shit in this petri dish and figure this shit out. Mm-hmm. But it's not, like I said, it's not like a negative or anything like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that whole scene for me is dope because it's just there's just so much tension in that scene, right? As we're going through the test, and we're actually, especially when the first time viewing it, we're not sure if this test is even gonna work.
Yeah,
it could be bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
And when McCready, as more people are tested and verified to be human, we see them standing opposite now with the flamethrowers. Yeah. I thought that was like really fun. But Charles is like, this is bullshit. And Gary kind of says something kind of really not believing that this is a credible test. And McCready's like, I knew you'd say that. That's what will do you last. And then they test Palmer. And boom, there we are.
Yeah,
I like it. Was just like the misdirection too, because we're kind of cueing into zooming in on Gary's like, oh, okay, like he did have that key. Like, what the fuck is up with him for real? And then it's Palmer, the pothead.
Yeah. I'll say it was probably the one we least expected the most. Yeah, because like we all thought it was probably Clark or Windows or Gary. It was going to be one of those people, but.
Windows were the least likely to be in Knowles.
And it's like, especially too with us bud smokers out here. Like, damn it. Had to be us.
A bad name.
The alien got into the bud, man. Shit. But I mean, see, we've done 3 Carpenter films now. They Live, Halloween, and this.
Yep.
Dude, I know you're probably going to disagree. Mm-hmm. But I think They Live comes in 3rd. The Thing might be my favorite Carpenter film over Halloween. Like I said, this is the first time me watching this movie. Dude, this movie was like killer for me. This is going to be a new Halloween horror classic for me. It's not going to be a 5-star once we get to like the score or anything. But I was going to ask you. I'm like, I kind of know the answer, but like, would you? Where do you rank this amongst the John Carpenter films?
Carpenter stuff.
At least maybe even the ones that we've reviewed, I suppose too.
My favorite is Halloween, but I'm also think that there's an argument that this is just a better movie, and I'm not. I think I have more of a strong connection to Halloween because it's been a movie I've watched for decades.
Yeah, and
the character of Michael Myers is just so iconic. The score,
I said, the score
it's so suspenseful,
pumps it up.
I just love that movie. Like it's so like but like I said, I think objectively there are better elements and superior elements in The Thing, like the tension. The pacing is pretty great. I love the pacing of Halloween too. Yeah. It starts off with a bang too.
I think like Halloween might have like.
But yeah, I'm not mad at anybody that puts this as number 1 in Carpenter's filmography.
Yeah, it's
totally understandable.
I could see Halloween maybe being like this, has like the steadier like through line as far as like highs and lows. Thing might have like higher highs, but it kind of have some lower lows. Maybe comes up there some like parts where it's like, all right, what are we doing here? People are just getting crazy here.
Yeah, like I said, I definitely I would not die on the hills saying that Halloween is better than the Thing, because honestly, I don't even know that it is from like just like a visual, like an achievement, and from like a story standpoint. Yeah. I would just say Halloween is more my favorite because I can rewatch that, and I will rewatch that more frequently than I do this.
Yeah,
but yeah,
honestly, The Thing is, if I was making a horror list right now, man, it would be probably on that list, man. I thoroughly enjoyed this film.
Oh yeah, it's yeah, it is. It's movie magic for me. Mm-hmm. I enjoy so much about this movie. I actually have a question for you. Maybe I'll ask you after the scores. I'll kick us off though.
Go for it.
Do you have anything else that you want to cover?
No, I'm good.
This movie's a 5 for me. I love this movie. It's fantastic. It's very suspenseful. I love the pacing of this movie, as I've said earlier on. I think the score complements it in really great moments. I think that just the mystery of trying to unravel the way that this story unfolds from a mystery standpoint, it's just, man, this is a work of fucking art, man. I can't really, I don't really know much more to say after that. I mean, it's a must-see movie. I think that even people who, like myself, I'm not a body horror person. I haven't even seen The Fly. I don't gravitate towards that kind of humor or that kind of, or even horror, like gore horror. Just not my alley of horror. But this movie, despite that kind of bias, I still have a tremendous deal of respect for this movie. It's fucking entertaining. Love this movie. If you haven't seen it, I really recommend it.
Man, I agree with everything you said. I do.
Surprised about a 5, huh?
It's not a 5 though.
No, you surprised I gave it a 5.
I am surprised.
Yeah?
I thought you were gonna go with maybe a 4 or 4.5.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, it is a work of art, man.
Yeah, dude, this. Yeah,
It's a badass movie.
The only thing that keeps me from giving it a 5 is just because it's the first time you're watching it all the way through. So I don't want to just glaze it too much.
Yeah, you want more time to sit with it. I get that.
Yeah, and I like kind of mentioned. I'm not sure if I actually mentioned this on screen or on mic or off mic, but I was talking about scores changing. My scores can change over time,
For
especially
sure.
the more you watch it. Something it can go up, or go down.
Yep.
But I'm giving it a 4.5. It's definitely going to have some rewatchability for me. The effects are still killer, man. It's like easily one of like the best movies with using effects. I mean, I'm sure it gets taught in school, just like Jurassic Park and Matrix, all that. The Thing is somewhere on that list. You're getting some
Sci-fi
great
icon. I mean, it's just a legendary movie.
Yeah, it has a legendary poster as well, man. Like the
Indeed.
dude, and then you're getting great performances by the wonderful Kurt Russell. Even though, man, get jealous every time I see that dude with that big burly beard. No wonder he gets hired or got a starring as a Santa Claus.
He's such a dope actor.
He's given me now like a new horror classic with The Thing, and now I love his. I've been loving his not Halloween, but his Christmas movie, The Christmas Chronicles. Man, he's awesome as Santa Claus. Kurt Russell is just a badass actor. Keith David doing his thing, and he does his thing, and They Live as well, another John Carpenter film. So like, it's nice to also see like Carpenter and these directors work with similar actors and give great performances as well, like a Keith David. But yeah, 4.5 for me for The Thing, and it would trend towards a 5-star. The more I watch this movie, I'm going to watch this eventually, probably some point in the Halloween season this year.
Yeah, man. I had a question for you though. So I've actually talked to a couple people about this. And I was really curious. I think I know where you're leaning, but I just wanted to bring up, just have a conversation. What do you think? What movie do you think is better, The Thing or Alien?
Ooh, man.
I'll share mine. I really want to hear yours though.
Because I can definitely see some aspects to Alien in this. Like I mentioned when Blair is like talking to the computer about like the
Infection rate.
yeah, exactly. Man, the better movie. You know what? Maybe this might be just recency bias, but I'm going with The Thing.
Okay. I'm not surprised.
Just because I just saw it now, and it's just
fresher in your mind.
It's so much fresher in my mind. But with Alien, man, like you get that surprise with the chest burst. I mean, and you're getting this iconic alien with the xenomorph. You're actually seeing the visual of the alien itself is like, it definitely gives it like some extra points.
Yeah.
I feel like you're maybe getting like a little bit maybe more camaraderie maybe with the some of the cast. And like they're like, especially when they're around the dinner table and whatnot. I guess it's a more positive like group because they don't have like the crazy paranoia like stuff, like especially like with the with the blood scene. Oh yeah, it might be recency bias all in all, but I think I would just go with The Thing. But like I said, this is kind of like we mentioned with The Thing and Halloween. We're splitting hairs here. I don't feel like I don't feel like there's a loser here.
No.
I think are you going to go with Alien?
Listen, man. I'll say this: the pacing of those two movies is just flat out different. I'm not going to say one is better or the other because they're both extremely effective in their respective movies.
Yeah.
This movie starts off, boom, we're in this high pursuit chase.
Yeah.
And it becomes a mystery. We're trying to understand what the hell is going on, and the paranoia is such an effective and powerful part of that story. I love that. And I think the ending of The Thing, I like the ending of The Thing more than I do the ending of Alien, and the ending of Alien is great.
Yeah.
But what I would say about, in comparing these two movies, going back to what you said about the chest burster scene, not only is that, first of all, The Thing has nothing in that movie that kind of like hits me the way that scene alone does.
Yeah.
That's one of the most iconic horror movie scenes ever.
Oh yeah.
And so like that is already like, because like we're comparing them from a horror impact, nothing The Thing did hit me like that did. And I think one of the other things that I have to say about Alien is like the set design is, I was just like, you're in awe. Like this is like, they did this in 79. And it looks better than movies that came out this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, it also, to your point, it introduces the two iconic villains in Weyland-Yutani and, of course, the Xenomorph. And I think that
almost three. I don't want to interrupt you, but almost three too with
Ripley,
the face hugger.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, true.
Yeah.
And also Ripley.
Yeah,
I mean, Ripley's
and
become
you get that final girl.
She's become like a one of the most iconic like heroes.
Yeah,
like heroines, I should say. Yeah,
and it's a franchise. I mean, there's been Aliens,
well,
there's Predators.
That's
now
true, but I only want to limit to like a fair fight because they only made one of. Well, there's a sequel, but I want to compare them at their best.
Yeah, true.
And I think that Alien was not only genre defining for horror, but it was also it was elevating the genre of sci-fi.
Yeah,
and this movie, I mean, I gave them both fives. I love this movie. I think like the legacy of Alien is stronger.
Yeah,
and it's probably I can totally see the impact of that on this. You know, a movie that I also was thinking about for some reason. I kept thinking about The Shining. Really? Because like we're in this like snowy winter, like we're still in this snowy, the storm, right? It's winter, shit's rough, and we're in this kind of like confined space. And yeah, I kind of like, I don't know why I was kind of thinking about that movie a little bit.
I can see, and maybe like you said, with the snow aspect, you have like this almost like this secluded,
and then like the axe element too. Yeah, it kind of like moments my mind went there. Not that they're similar in terms of horror, like if anything, Aliens is more like The Shining. It's like a haunted house in space.
Yeah, and you get that seclusion too, of just like being out on the ship in the middle of space compared to like being in Antarctica. I mean, Antarctica, obviously, I'd rather be in Antarctica than up in space.
Well, it's also the isolation in The Shining too, right? Because it was just these three people to this the Overlook Hotel for like months. Yeah, exactly. And like, just, you know, you can get stir crazy. That was an element of that was initially what they suspected of the Norwegians.
Yeah.
But anyways, we got down a rabbit hole because I was asking you about Alien and Aliens.
I was going to mention though too, like how you mentioned an Alien. There's not really a scene that kind of I mean, there are some standouts, but like that chest burster is such an iconic.
Oh man.
I would say, I mean, it's another chest scene, but that's the Thing's chest burster scene is when like the dude's doing CPR and stuff like that. But it just doesn't. I mean,
it didn't hit though like that.
It doesn't hit as much as the chest. Because then when you see that thing, the alien, the little baby xenomorph, kind of get up and like, you see the teeth and everything. You're like, what the. Dude, and then to know that like the cast didn't even know anything about that scene too as well.
How it was filmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing does its thing.
Yes.
But it's like I like it as more of like as a personal favorite, but like as like if I was ranking like better films overall, like maybe I'll have to give it to Alien as like, because it is a more iconic film too. It has more iconic scenes, characters.
Yeah.
They need to get James Cameron and just make The Things.
Oh God, we'd all lose.
Yeah,
but no, man.
I won't turn it down.
Curious what you thought about that, but man, I know we're a little into the weeds, but that's our episode for this week. Again, stay tuned. We're going to be dropping 3 more horror movies this month, and can't wait to talk to them with you guys.
Yes, sir. Peace.